All right, guys. Hello. My name's Dakota. I'm joined with Cody and Mikey. This is the We Love Football podcast number 1,
On a
baby.
roll.
I'm loving it. I'm ready to roll. I know these guys are ready to roll. We're just going to roll down, introduce ourselves a little bit. About me, this is one of many of my coaching football T-shirts. I love football. Been a fan forever. Wanted to coach football since I was in high school, and now and ever since kind of watching Pat McAfee, I've wanted to jump into the podcast realm, and here we are. And so um, we're going to talk about a few things. Preseason, way too early Super Bowl predictions, and get right into it. So I'm gonna pass it over to Cody now to introduce himself.
What's up, guys? My name is Cody. I, like Dakota, have been a football fan for a very long time. Some would say I came out the womb a football fan. Um, Started off my football journey as a Bears fan. They didn't have much love. But then I watched that 2007 season, 17-0, 18-0, and they lost. It is what it is. I'm a Patriots fan now. Like I said, Tom Brady's a GOAT. And we're here talking fucking football. We're talking about some football. That's because what we love. We'll pass it over to Mikey. Short and sweet. Mike.
What's up, guys? My name is Mikey. I currently coach various sports at a high school that I work at, basketball, football, whatever it may be. My passion is deep in football. I grew up watching football as long as I can remember. Um, I actually became a Jaguars fan pretty recent. Um, Matter of fact, when Trevor Lawrence was drafted, I became a Jaguars fan just because I'm a Clemson fan as well. Rest in peace. But, um, but yeah, that's about me.
Oh
So
man, real quick, I know we're focusing NFL, but college just a little bit, man. 28-7 against Duke. Oh,
Dude,
listen, man,
oh,
I'm about to blow your mind. You ready for
I'm ready
this? I'm
for
gonna blow
this.
your mind. All right. So I bet another Clemson fan, whose name I will not mention, that we were going to lose at least 4 games this year, and I could see us losing 5.
Oh my gosh. Realistic
So
Clemson fan over here. You don't see those very often.
okay, so just because I am also from South Carolina, do you think uh, the USC Gamecocks have a chance of beating y'all this year? Absolutely. Okay.
absolutely.
All right. Well, we will
100%.
definitely talk about that when it comes around because
Oh yeah,
rivalry
Yeah.
rivalry week
definitely.
is always a good week in college football, in my opinion. I'm not a
Oh,
big college
100%.
guy, but
Very.
it's a good time.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
100%, man. I mean, they just play different that week, and the adrenaline gets going. It's just a different feeling. I feel like fans get a little bit more involved with it, and those rivalries and a little bit more smack talk. So you want to play a little harder, So that'd be fun.
A
That'd
quick
be a fun
before
week.
we do move on to the NFL and who won the offseason, because off seasons have winners. Uh,
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't translate. They do have winners. What do we think about Coach Prime
Woo.
for Sanders? Do
oh,
you
dude.
think that they have a chance of making it to the playoffs this year?
Ah, man, that's tough.
I've got,
That's tough. Mikey, go
I've
ahead.
got to, I've got to see. So
Yeah.
I'm a big college guy too. So this is my wheelhouse. So I'm getting real excited. My palms are starting to sweat. Um, Listen, I'm going to throw this out there. The fact that you bring back 3 returning starters on that football team, you bring in 68
Yeah.
scholarship players, and I will make it a point that to already have the chemistry and to already be gelling like you're gelling is impressive. Now, people will argue and tell you, "Oh, it's not the same TCU team from last year," which is
No.
true. It's not the same TCU team from last year that made it to the national championship. They've lost key components, they've lost players, whatever. But the fact that they still went into TCU's territory, TCU's ranked 17th. The crowd, I'm sure, was loud as
Go
loud as ever.
hostile
Probably
crowd
as
there.
loud as Colorado. and Coach Prime's ever dealt with, coming from where he came from at Jackson State. Which hats off to him there because he did a hell of a job.
Mm-hmm.
But just dude, I watched that whole game through and through, and I was speechless. I was blown away. I was like, just the playmaking, the intensity they were playing with, and you could even tell in the demeanor on the sideline that they were there for a purpose and they were there together. And win or lose, they were going to walk away together, knowing that they've proved a point. Like even if they would have lost that game, your point was proven. And you've completely took a team that went 1-11 last year, and you flipped the script completely in a matter of a couple months, which is by itself the most impressive thing I've probably ever seen in quite a while, especially on that level.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, the only reason why I would think, and this is just watching the game, and the only way I would think they would lose and not make the playoffs is because one, Travis Hunter is that guy. He's him.
dude,
But in a
yeah,
course of 10+ games, you're not going to be able to go both
No,
ways. He had
no,
68 snaps on offense, 60 on
I
defense.
think
You're not going to be able to
it
do
was like
that.
a 111 to 120ish range.
Yeah,
Snaps.
it was insane.
it was 100. It was like 128
Yeah,
snaps
and
altogether.
so you're not going to be able to do that every game.
No,
And he made
No,
some key plays that kept him in that
for
game,
sure.
especially with
yep.
Colorado's defensive line not playing how they should have until the fourth quarter, where they actually started to get some pressure. Then, I mean, dude, he made some key plays for him. They're going to have to decide
Yeah.
where is he most valuable. In my opinion, I think he's most valuable on defense. I think you cut his offensive snaps because they do have the guy, I can't remember his name, from I believe it's Kansas, that made some plays for them. You obviously have their quarterback, how do you pronounce his name, Shador, Kerr,
Yeah, something
something
like
like
that.
that. Man, and he's good. Man, he's already on Heisman watch because of his record breaking game. But
5
So
yeah, five,
yards
that
yeah.
receiving. The only thing I will say this: the only thing that concerned me that I watched was there were a number of plays and a number of times where Travis Hunter, for instance, was having to readjust to the ball, almost to the point to where he was having to stop running, where he'd lose his feet so hard from stopping to try to readjust to catch the ball. Um, I know Sanders is talented, very very talented. Don't get me wrong, but I would like to see him just have a little more confidence in throwing the ball, especially when it's deeper. Now he did have two or three really good deep balls. So there's two of them was Travis Hunter, but of course Travis Hunter dropped them because of him
yeah,
falling on the ground. Um, and then he had that really really nice one over the back shoulder to what's his name, but you couldn't have placed any better. That was the only thing that I saw that kind of I need to see a little more from, because Travis Hunter and company were making all the plays, whether it was 50-50 balls or just making readjustments when they needed to come back to the ball. That running, I think it's the running back. I think his last name is Edwards. I don't remember, but the dude had 4 touchdowns, and that's never been. I think that never been done. I don't know. Um, Impressive, very impressive. They play USC in a couple weeks, so I'm really looking forward to watching that because I think that's going to be the ultimate test to really see what Colorado's
play
about. So
Southern California, right? Because yeah,
yeah. Southern
we got
California.
to.
Gotta
Sorry,
get the
yeah.
USC right,
Southern
Oh,
California.
that I think that game, if Shador can keep playing like he played the first game at that level, I think
Yeah,
that game decides who wins the Heisman. Because
yeah,
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
because you
Caleb
got Caleb
Williams or
Williams.
Shador, if Shador,
Caleb Williams looked good week 1. So
Now, I mean, shoot, Travis Hunter. I mean, you got to put his name in there for Heisman, and you got to.
dude, that
You
is
got to
nuts, dude.
because and
Yeah.
again, I could eat my words. I'm a big Colorado fan now. I mean, I'll be honest.
we're on the
I
band
started a little
here. We love,
gambling a little bit, a little sports gambling. All right, and I put like $29 for Colorado to win. They won me 200 babies right there. I'm a big fan of them. But I don't think he can keep it up for a full season. I just don't.
So,
Playing that many snaps both ways, I just
so, so
can't
two
see it.
things. One, do do we think if he continues somehow, maybe he's superhuman, or he just hasn't been seen, to, like no one like him has been seen before. Do we think that he
Yeah,
can, if he can keep playing at that level on both sides of the ball, would we give that the Heisman to him over a QB?
100%,
Yeah, okay. Um, and then
100%.
another question that I saw on like Undisputed, uh, and Richard Sherman got into a huge argument with Michael Irving about it. What position do you guys think is harder to play, receiver or DB?
Ooh,
See, personally,
I played both. I played both growing up, so that's just a trick question for me. So I'm trying to
personally,
be mindful.
as someone who's never played either, I was a tight end when I played football. I think DB has to be harder, right?
yeah,
I would
I would say
when
that.
I played, I I struggled more on the defensive side of the ball because you're reacting to. I feel like the defensive back is in charge of reacting
Yeah,
to
like you.
multiple things, whether that's the receiver in front of you, which obviously is your priority at the moment in time, but you also have to keep an eye on the quarterback and the backfield to see what's going on. So with a receiver,
Yeah,
you've got a job, right? You've got something you're appointed to. Your goal is to make the appointment and be successful at that appointment, and that's about it. I mean, you're not watching anything. You're either blocking, you're running
Yeah,
around. Your only job is to figure out what your job is at that moment in time for that certain series or that certain play that you're playing. So I think because of what's involved, I feel like a defensive back has more jobs than one, and I feel like that could be more complicated. And I find it that if you're good at that, you seem to be more skilled
yeah,
and gifted um, than what a receiver would be. But like I said,
yeah.
you take it
I
for what
mean,
it's worth.
you can, and this is just might be a little hot take, but I would compare DB to kind of like what skills an offensive lineman might need, because especially in pass block, you're defending going backwards. That's not
yeah,
that we don't do that naturally, right? We grow up as kids, we run forward, we catch the ball, we throw the ball, right? That's in our blood from age 4, right? When we start doing stuff. Okay, we're not in our blood to backpedal at full speed. We're not in our blood to same with our offensive lineman kick step and block a 300-pound lineman, right? It's stuff that you have to learn, and so I think that's what makes DB the hardest position out of those two, is because you're learning something that's not really natural to
for
you.
sure.
And
Yeah,
so, while receivers, I mean, you've been doing that since you know you were young.
Yeah, I think the whole, uh, just at the base of it, if you are just like even if, like 1v1s, if you are just covering the receiver, it is reaction only. Like it is much harder to react because you got to react on time, realize what the receiver's doing, and then respond to it. I just think reaction is much harder than uh, doing what the route you have lined up. And that's not to say playing receiver is just a cakewalk, especially at the college level, NFL level, because they're obviously the best at like what they're doing. But
Yeah.
think
yeah.
uh, I think DB is definitely the hardest position out of
Now, to play devil's advocate a little bit, all
the
right.
okay.
Now you hear from the Chiefs, right? Travis Kelsey be just doing stuff, right? He might have a set route, but man, he's just going to get open,
That's fair.
and that's what makes him good, right? And I think
Yeah.
that's what sets good receivers apart from great receivers,
Yeah, I
is the ability to
I
adapt.
think I watched.
And I think,
Oh, sorry. Go on.
go ahead.
Okay, I think I watched the clip you're talking about, where he was doing the tight end university, and he was talking to all the tight ends. Is that what you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I think that's where I got it.
Because what he was saying was basically, you can do whatever you want as long as you end up where the quarterback thinks you're going to be. Whether that's like slant or a fade, whatever. Just be where the quarterback wants to be and get there however you can. And
Yeah.
I don't like. I feel like you were playing devil's advocate, but I think that just heightens up the sense of DB's harder because you would think that
It's
they're
true.
running these routes and they are designed routes, but then you have guys like Travis Kelce who are just running wherever they want to go. I want to do a little zigzag up here and then zigzag back. And like, how do you?
On the whole.
I watch Chiefs games all the time, and I'm just like to myself or out loud sometimes, like, how are you guys leaving Kelsey open like this, or just like? And I'm not a DB. I've never played defense. I imagine it's hard, but I watch it. And it's like that's
But I definitely see. I'm definitely on team DB as hardest, but got to throw in a little love to the wide receivers and what they do. So,
well, we
yeah.
definitely went off
Uh,
script a little bit. But
oh man, I know. Last 20 minutes of college football.
that's fine. So I say,
But hey, this is what it's about.
Uh,
let's go with who won the off season. I think we all picked a few teams who we think won, right? Um,
mhm.
we can either go one at a time or we can just list all three. I can.
Yeah. Let's Cody, go ahead. Start with your first team. Let's talk
All right.
about your first team.
So
What you
I
did.
think
What
the
you think?
team that, without a doubt, I don't think we can argue this. I have some bullet points to back it up. I think the team that won the offseason is definitely the New York Jets.
Oh, I have them number one as
Yeah,
well
like
on my list.
like you.
Mike, you got him on the list?
They're on my
There you go.
list. I didn't like put them like
Order.
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
I didn't.
So
I
like
just.
the reasons, obviously the reasons. You sign a top 5 quarterback, not just in the league. You can make arguments about who the top 5 is right now, but he is top 5 all time for sure.
hmm Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hall of
Hall of Fame
Fame, first
quarterback.
ballot. There are people who think that he's the best. They're wrong because it's Tom Brady, but there are people who think he's the best.
Okay, buddy. All right, buddy. All right, I'm not gonna let our first podcast be riddled with lies.
Whoa,
Okay, so
whoa,
calm down.
no. One go down the line, we will get into the GOAT conversation. I will make my points, but right now we'll stick to the Jets.
There we go. We'll keep it in the off
Their
season.
time.
Off
If it's
season
not
stuff.
if it's not just magic, I don't want to hear
Um,
nothing about it.
they also signed.
It's magic, baby. Yes,
They also signed
that's the goat.
a good running back, a very good running back in Dalvin Cook. He is a
Yep.
beast. He's had a few sprinkled in now and then.
Dang.
But when he's on the field, he changes the game. He did amazing for the Vikings whenever he was there.
Oh yeah.
But there is one thing that's like a detriment. I would argue right now that the AFC East might be the strongest division in the league right now. So they're moving that. You argue it. I'm not saying it's a fact.
The AFC East.
It's up there.
Oh,
I
hold
think
on.
the
Let me
AFC
think.
overall, yes, is honestly the AFC is the strongest of the two
So
conferences, right?
the
If we break it down, though,
the reason I say East is you have to look at it. You have
That,
the Bills. Bills
there's one team in there that's drawing concern for me, and I think it's got something to do with Tom Brady, but I'm
Super
not going to
Bowl.
say nothing.
The Bills are Super Bowl contenders as long as they have Stephon Diggs,
okay, yeah,
Josh Allen, Super Bowl contenders. Miami, I think they could contend for a Super Bowl as long as Tua doesn't get hurt.
I think they're missing a few pieces on defense that makes them that next
I
level. I
Who? The Jets?
the Miami Dolphins. I think personally, I think now offensive wise, I think they're there. I think they're there
so
as long as you're right as their quarterback stays healthy. Their defensive wise, I think they're missing a few pieces in that, specifically in that box, the front seven, to really make them a
that's
full
fair.
go guy. Like
I think they are a few pieces away, but I think if as long as they keep progressing in the way they're progressing, um, they could win. I think they could win this year if everyone stays healthy. And plus they do have
That's big on
Ramsey
any team.
coming off of an injury later in the season. He's getting a little bit older, still a solid dude. And then you have the Jets. I don't think the Jets are going to the Super Bowl this year. I don't think they might not even win the division.
Well, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Could pull a Peyton Manning. Could pull a
Tom Brady,
what's his name from the Rams?
Matt Stafford.
A Tom Brady, Matt Stafford. Could quarter? It's proven
Yeah, like
that some of these good quarterbacks, these elite quarterbacks, can take a team from mid tier to boom. Now they're there.
that's fair.
So I don't know. Who knows? Now, okay, the AFC East is strong. Now, can we argue? I'm argue a
That's
little
fine.
bit
Yeah, go
though
for it.
that the AFC West is actually the strongest. Not by much.
Okay.
I think they're pretty strong, but
So
the AFC West, the Chiefs, the Niners, or the excuse me, who's in there?
it's the Chiefs,
Freaking
Raiders, Broncos.
It's the Chiefs,
yes,
Chargers, the Raiders, and the
Broncos.
Broncos.
I have on my list that won
They're
the
on my
all
They're,
list
season.
they're
for
also
sure.
on my list.
Yeah.
They're also on my list,
Uh,
and I think, oh man, I think that
okay,
division
so my reasoning
can be a little
for
tough.
the AFC East being stronger than the West is the Raiders. I don't think they got worse by bringing in Garoppolo over Carr, because all Garoppolo does is win. You can say what you want about Jimmy G, but wherever he goes, he's a winning quarterback.
It's
And
true.
plus, he has the familiar talent of Josh McDaniels. Say what you want about Josh McDaniels as a head coach. He hasn't shown us anything great. He got dropped by the Broncos. He's not doing great with the Raiders. But I just don't think the Raiders are that good of a team. And then the Broncos. Last year, I don't think they may have won the offseason this year. But going into this season off the performance of last year, I don't think that we can make them as a good team until something's changed in them. And Sean Payton definitely can make that change. I think Sean Payton's an overrated coach. Yeah, that's a hot take. I'm
Whoa,
That's
okay.
a
that is a hot
Let
take.
me explain a little bit.
that's a very
You
hot.
don't
Woo.
have Drew Brees for as long as you did make one Super Bowl. Like you can't.
Okay, that's a fair point.
Yeah, like
That
That's a
is
fair point.
that's probably one of the most people will say something just off the wall and you're like I don't get it, and then but you actually have a
yeah.
very
So like
very valid
That is
point with
that's
that.
a big
So
reason.
I could
I
definitely
like
I
Drew
respect
Brees.
that.
I think Drew Brees is a phenomenal quarterback. I think Sean Payton is a very good coach. But I think they're both like overrated. One of them has to be overrated for sure because you can't be that good and just not make the Super Bowl, especially in the NFL. The AFC
Yeah,
was dominated for the longest time by Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, um, and then a few random teams here and there. But the NFC
yeah.
never,
Chargers sometimes.
yeah, like the NFC never had that repeat success uh, that the AFC's had. So the NFC was wide open for Peyton Man or Drew Brees to come in, just wreck it.
Yeah,
I think they're just both overrated. But I think Sean Payton is good enough, and Russ is still good enough that the Broncos, I think, won the offseason. I think that Sean Payton's going to come in and change the culture, and that's what needs to be.
yeah. I think Sean Payton's a program changing coach.
I think Sean.
Program
Yeah.
changing
I think
coach.
Sean Payton will have a similar effect to how Tom Brady came into the Bucks and changed their culture.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl. I think they might be in the playoffs. They have a chance for the playoffs, but I think he can come in, change the culture, and just get them into that winning mindset. Be a team. Because say what you want about the Saints,
Yeah,
they were always good for the most part. Few years here and there, but they were good with Sean Payton.
yeah, definitely.
But I mean they've added key pieces to that team
Sure.
too, though. So they definitely they're going in the right direction. and I think I was talking to some friends today, and about like the off season, and they were naming like I think their interpretation of who won the off season was who's going to win it all or who's going to
Oh yeah,
be
Who's gonna be that
dominant
team?
or something like that. I said that's not the question. The
yeah.
question is who won
I
the off
think
season.
who won the offseason is more of on
Who made key
Who's getting better?
additions? Who made the
Who's
key
getting better
additions?
on
from last
paper.
Yeah.
year?
Who did
Yeah,
you bring
what
in? Who
Yep.
improvements
did
are they
you
trying to
add?
make? Or what
What did you do
Yep.
to make the team better
yeah,
What you
on
changed?
paper?
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
I have that arguably the Broncos didn't change as much as they did this offseason as they did last offseason. But I think their team is
right.
better for the changes they made this season than they were last season. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all
for
right.
sure.
Russ doing some sit ups on the plane, is going to carry them.
Hey,
Sean Payton might join him.
I think Russ needs to be let him cook, but not let him cook like any free meals. Let him prepare recipes written up by Sean Payton.
There you go. There you go.
All right,
But no, I have Jets. I have Broncos. I actually have the
the
Ravens
Ravens. Okay,
as one of my winners because the addition of Odell and getting Lamar
And
a target downfield.
so
Uh,
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers is another one I had that was like a good addition
I like the
to helping Lamar get stuff done. I think for the longest time, Lamar's not being handed these targets
yeah.
like Patrick Mahomes. He has targets. He can also run out the pocket, stay set, throw good balls. Right? I think Lamar
Yep.
can do that. We've seen him do that.
He's an MVP for
Right?
a reason.
Exactly. I think we know he can do that. He just doesn't have the targets downfield to make those spectacular catches that the Travis Kelsey would make. Um, but now with Odell, he's old, he's up there,
I
but I still
I
think he has a
think
lot
Odell
left
has to be.
in his tank.
I think Odell thrives where he's the two, and hopefully
Mm,
Flowers can come in and be that one. Is what ideally I would rather have because Odell, he's still a very good receiver. Hopefully, the injuries have bogged him down. He hasn't played in like 18 months. Um, but I think if he can slot into the two position and let Zay Flowers be the guy, I think they're good. And I didn't even think about this
yeah.
when I was making this list. But you also have to point out that they paid
Yeah.
Lamar. They paid Lamar what he wanted, and now you,
After a
Yeah.
after a weird contract,
yeah, that was
who knows what was going to happen? And then just suddenly, just like, oh, here's the money, here's the
here's
contract.
here's what you.
It's
There
like,
you go.
boom.
I Mikey, who else did you have on your list? Who was your third?
Um, so the Broncos are actually an honorable
Okay,
mention on my list. I didn't actually. Yeah, I when I was picking my three, I picked my first three, and I was like, but the Broncos, I was like, I'm gonna put them as honorable mention because I think like Zach, they added what's his name, Zach Allen, um, who were replaced. What's his? Who did they have last year? Jones, I think, was their DN. That had he recorded
I
like
got you.
22
Yeah,
sacks last season, and they needed a piece for that because I think Jones went to the Seahawks, which the Seahawks I made my list, so I put the Seahawks on my
okay,
list, and I put the Panthers. So I've got the Jets, the Panthers, the Seahawks, and
I got
Broncos
you.
in honorable
Yeah,
mention. The Seahawks to me, you got a quarterback in Geno Smith, right? Last year, 100.9 passer rating, right? He threw for 4,200 yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions in 17 games. I think that says
I
a lot.
the
You've got
resurgence
DK
of
Metcalf.
Smith
You're
is
adding,
the
huh?
resurgence of Geno Smith is something that needs to be studied. Uh, because this man
That
was
man
a
coming out of
horrendous
nowhere.
back.
Dude, it makes me question the
Yeah,
coaching a
like
little bit.
I that makes you think about
Like,
how many
because,
people who have just not made it in the league, who didn't make it because of either poor coaching or they didn't gel with
Yeah.
the coach or whatever. I imagine many
Yeah.
Jets quarterbacks over the years have Jets or Browns quarterbacks.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, the film uh, of the Jets quarterbacks, I don't know. I think they did them to themselves a little bit.
See,
But
you
I can
think
see.
that, but Mark Sanchez has beaten Tom Brady in a postseason game. So like there has okay, so he's beaten
Listen,
Tom
a
Brady.
blind nut or a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. Okay, man, come on.
I like the flip side of the
Dig in.
coin is Mark Sanchez beat Tom Brady in a game, but Mark Sanchez also fumbled on his own O lineman's ass. So I'm gonna put my own argument out there. Yeah,
Blood
There
fumble,
you go.
not
There
the
you
blood fumble.
go.
But no. So like you've got
yeah,
DK, you've got DK's throwing to. You've got
yeah.
Lockett,
Yeah,
right?
good number two.
Now you're adding a guy Jackson Smith. Jackson Smith is a receiver that came
Is
from
that
Ohio State, a
that
prolific
his last
guy
name?
And
for
Jigba,
Ohio State. Huh?
Jackson Smith and Jigba. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Jackson Smith just sounds like a white guy.
That dude,
So,
that dude is. I watched him in college, and he is probably one of the most versatile, like great route. Like he's just a great,
Yeah,
crisp route runner. And I think that's a good utilization for them because you've got DK who obviously can go for the deep ball. You've got Tyler Lockett that sometimes likes to also go for the
they
deep ball.
air it out.
So if you got them two guys, if you got those two guys on each side of the offense, and you put you slip out Kenneth Walker or somebody and then put Jackson in the slot, you're opening the mid. Those safeties are going to have to decide something, and you're opening that middle of the field. There's going to be so many moving pieces to that
They also
offense now.
got
I think that a lot of teams are going to be
they also
surprised by
got
what they get.
Noah Font at tight end still from the Broncos trade.
Font. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think he's still there.
Yes, Bont I
underrated
think
tight
still
end.
there.
I think he's
But
a good tight end.
there's so much, and they're deep, dude. Their defense, like I said, they picked up Draymond
Yeah,
Jones from the Broncos, who got 22 sacks last year. So you're
Pete
adding
Carroll
to the line.
always had
You got
pretty stout.
Reed, you got Wagner, you got Julian Love, which was the safety that came from the Giants last season, who was utilized all over the field. And then I think they picked up a corner too, Witherspoon,
Reese.
Devin Witherspoon. So they've added components. It was a first round draft pick for them too, I think. So that's going to be a very
Oh, it was.
interesting team to watch
The
for sure.
yeah, I didn't even think about the Seahawks because they didn't make splashy trades or free agent signings. They drafted good. But
Yeah.
the last team I had for who won the offseason, the Lions. I have the Lions. They didn't really make super big plays in the offseason either. They probably picked up a few people. I know they picked up Teddy B as a backup for sure. I'm a big Teddy B.
Number 50.
What?
Number 50, man.
Yeah, number 50. Teddy Two Gloves.
Yo, when I saw that, man, I was like, no way this man came out with number 50
He
jersey, bro.
doesn't look like a quarterback now. He has 52 gloves.
My man is jokes. My man is
They also
jokes.
picked up David Montgomery at running back to replace Swift.
That
Montgomery
was
is
a
a good
good
bell
pickup.
cow. Yeah.
Hmm
And I think the biggest reason that the Lions won the offseason is because the division is theirs to win now. You don't have Aaron Rodgers there anymore, just lording over the
Oh,
division. You still have the Vikings. I like the Vikings.
I was about to say, don't count out Kirk Cousins, especially with his little handlebar mustache now.
I'm not
He that
out.
that handlebar mustache is ready to win a Super Bowl. I'm
I
just saying. All right.
I've liked Kirko since he backed up RG3 in Washington. I'm a fan. And as long as they have Jettas on their offense, they're gonna be a good offense.
Yeah.
But I think the Lions as a whole, their culture with Dan Campbell's over here biting kneecaps like he promised he was going to.
Yeah.
He's that guy. I think the players really rally behind him and love him, and it's showing. Like he is a good coach. Like
Oh yeah.
even if he's not like play calling or doing any of that right, he is getting the team together. And
Yeah.
arguably, that's the biggest thing you need is to have the team
100%.
be a team.
That the Lions team will run through a brick wall for Dan
Yeah.
Campbell. Yeah, if Dan Campbell's like, hey, all 53 of us are going to run out off a cliff, they're going to be like, all right, which cliff? Where are we going, coach?
Yeah, like
And that's the biggest thing.
listening to him in his like press conference, I feel the same way. Like I would run through a wall for that man because he's got a lovable factor about him.
Oh yeah.
He seems down to earth. He's not like one of those other coaches who like looks down on the players. You can tell he looked down on the players. It's a guy who loves football, loves the game, and just wants to win football games.
Hmm.
And if they lose, they're getting back up and going on to the next game. They have that
Yeah.
on to Cincinnati mentality that I think like Bill Belichick had, and like any of the other greats like Andy Reid has. Like he may not have the biggest mind, but he definitely has a heart that the team can get behind, and I think that
Oh yeah.
his is winning them more. It is a good fact.
Yeah. Now I will say, and to argue with the Lions, it is their division to win. But man, in preseason, Jordan Love was looking good. I think those years sitting behind
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Fame, like we talked about with the Jets, Aaron Rodgers bringing in a Hall of Fame quarterback can change a whole team, right? Well, sitting behind a Hall of Fame quarterback is proven to kind of show that hey, that next guy up is ready.
I
And in the preseason, he was throwing some dimes. He looked good. Obviously, with the Vikings, they're going to be missing a piece in the backfield a little bit
yeah,
with Cook leaving.
I disagree.
But man, that I still think the Bears,
The Bears.
the Bears, not Justin Fields is not looking that bad, man. I mean,
So
granted, when he's taking live hits and live bullets coming at him in a regular season game, it could be different. But I think the quarterback situations and all the teams are not looking terrible, man. As bad as we thought it would,
for sure.
maybe in March.
So on your Packers idea, yes, definitely sitting behind a Hall of Fame quarterback helps. We saw it with Aaron Rodgers. He sat behind Brett Favre for like 3-4 years.
Packers way right there.
Yeah, I think it definitely helped him at the start. Hopefully, it helps Jordan Love. I'd hate to see Jordan Love sit for all those years and then fail this year. I hope they don't just like bail on him after 1 year. Uh,
Yeah.
but I don't think they're going to be in the position. 'Cause I think Aaron Rodgers, not last year, they were asked last year. Uh, but I think Aaron Rodgers for the past few years has definitely carried that team. And I don't know if Jordan Love, even behind Aaron Rodgers for all those years, can carry the team. Um, and the Vikings are a very good team. People shit on the Vikings a lot. I understand why, because they don't do anything. They don't win. They don't have the postseason.
They don't win playoff games.
Yeah, they don't have the post.
They don't win playoff games.
Um, but last year they won. They were like 9-0 in one score games, which unheard of. Like you don't win that many one score games that you're in. Um, so maybe they're good. Maybe that's just good. It could be luck. Uh,
No, I think Luck retired.
argue that.
I'm sorry, I had to do it.
That
I had to
yeah.
do it. That was too good.
That
Come on, guys.
my train of thought on the Vikings, but and on to the Bears. I think the Bears are.
He said, "Fuck the Vikings."
I think the Bears.
Like everybody else
Yeah,
Yeah,
says
yeah.
all the time.
exactly.
I don't think the Bears have it in them this year. I think they are making a good foundation. But they won 3 games last year. I don't think you can get back like that.
I think so.
I don't think it's that intense of a snapback. And as being a previous Bears fan, I hope they do. I hope they find some success with Justin Fields. Uh, I think they definitely need to get him some more weapons out there. Um, but I think the Lions are gonna lock it up, and I'm hoping for a line.
Do you think they're gonna run away with it? Like not even.
No, I don't think I don't think they run away with it.
Okay.
I think they win like 10 games. I think they win 10 games, eke out the win. I think the Vikings are definitely going to win 9+ games also.
Hmm.
But it's going to be I'd say like a 1 or 2 game lead for sure. But yeah. Did you said you had the Panthers also, Mikey? Yeah.
I
Let's
do,
talk about
yeah.
that a little bit as the South Carolina.
So I think just the obvious things that first point out to me is Bryce Young. I think it can be something
Yeah.
special. I think he's got a lot of potential to do great things. He's got a coach there that I believe can turn him into something prolific and something successful, because this is the same coach, from my understanding, that worked as positional coach for Peyton Manning during like the 2009
Oh
2010
yeah, Frank
era.
Reich. Yeah, I
Uh,
think Frank Reich's a
yeah,
good coach.
I think that's a big plus for Bryce Young, and trying to get his feet on the ground and running. I think that's a good start for him. You're adding Miles Sanders in the backfield. You've got Adam Thielen on the outside. You added DJ Chark. You've got Hayden
Yeah.
Hurst in a tight end position now. A lot of people, I think Hayden Hurst is a 50-50 for
Yeah.
most people. I really like him. I'm not a South Carolina fan, but I have much
Yeah.
respect for him because he's just a baller. Like, he goes to work, and though it's not like crazy numbers like Kittle would throw out, or crazy numbers like Kelsey would throw out, he's still working and he's still there. And I think there's something brewing in Carolina. I wouldn't say that, because I think they went 7-10 last year. I think there's something's building. It's going to take time, obviously. They're kind of starting from ground zero, it seems like, but I think they're going to be. I think on that side of the division, I think it's going to be a lot closer than people probably
That
think it would
I
be.
would argue that division is probably the most interesting because none
It's
of them
very interesting
are.
because we can all agree that the Bucks are going to fall to the bottom. No,
Yeah.
Ah.
Uh. See, I would say
Dakota,
yes.
why do you always got to be the freaking nail?
I gotta.
I want
If we all
I
agree,
don't,
Yeah.
dude.
no one wants to watch it. People who agree. Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah.
I want to say yes.
All right, Stephen A.
Also,
Go ahead, spill it. Tell me what you got
like
to
they
say.
still have the pieces they had with Tom Brady. Tom Brady's not there. They are taking a massive drop in quarterback from Tom Brady to Baker Mayfield. But you still have good.
But you,
Rashad White's a good back.
I,
Chris Evans,
Listen,
not Chris Evans. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin,
Mike Evans. Yeah.
Cade Otton's a good
Yeah.
tight end. Their defense
Mhm.
is still to be reckoned with. I don't think it's going to be an instant drop. Uh,
No, I think Baker Mayfield still has some talent in it. I mean, he wasn't bad with the Browns.
I I was rooting for the Browns always with Baker Mayfield because they had that like underdog energy, and you
Yeah,
just want to see the Browns win something and
had that
like
dog in him.
yeah,
that's another team I want to talk about. Not right now,
I
but
got
I want to talk about
it.
them after this.
But when they treated Baker the way they did, I was out. I was like, I'm not rooting for the I'm not rooting for the Browns anymore. Um, Off-field antics aside, you pay that much for Deshaun Watson. Uh, Changing the quarterback market as a whole, because that's why
Yeah,
Lamar held out for so long. He wanted that Deshaun contract.
yeah. Who wouldn't?
Just
It's
I,
true. Oh, dude, contracts we'll get into later, but man, contracts have been wild this year,
I just
and like,
But with that, so in the NFC South, so you've got the Saints who just added
yeah,
Derek Carr to their
for sure.
quarterback
mhm,
position. You've got the Panthers that's got a young quarterback in
Mhm.
yep.
Bryce Young. You've got the Falcons that's got rid. I don't know
I'm
what to
not sold.
expect from the
The
Falcons this
Falcons are a
year.
toss-up at this point, in my opinion. Now Ritter could come
I
out
can
and
agree with
do
that.
something good, or he could just come out and throw. It'd be like Jameis Winston and throw a bunch of interceptions. Who knows?
Just a tease for the next section, for our next portion of the cast.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Saints winning that division.
I do as well.
Because I think
Think my boy, by the drive him into the division.
I do not.
I like Derek Carr is very much like a Kirk Cousins. He's gonna give you the stats. He just hasn't had that postseason success. So if he can just keep the ball safe, score some points, let the Saints defense do their job, I think they win the division because you got Kamara still suspended for 3 games for being an idiot, but Kamara is still a beast. Chris Olave proved to
Michael
be
Thomas.
really good last season, and hopefully Michael Thomas will come back.
Ohio State receiver, by the way.
What?
Ohio State receiver, by the way. Anyway,
but yeah, like hopefully Michael Thomas comes back and actually plays some football.
Dude, I hope so. Good gosh, dude. I feel like I ain't seen him in like 6 years. I don't even know if he's.
I don't even know if he's here.
He's played
Is he
like
even in
5
there?
games in the past 2 or 3 years. It's insane.
Crazy to me.
Brian Robinson got shot and came back before he came back with a broken toe or something.
Yeah, what the freak is up with that? Like, you freaking.
Man, taking bullets coming back on the field in like 2 weeks.
Man,
Man,
NFL version of 50 Cent.
Man, taking bullets. I love the game so much. Can't keep me away.
Do you guys want to go into the who we think we are making the playoffs this year?
Oh, the division winners?
Yeah.
Division, way too early playoff position prediction.
Yeah.
Because the NFL is all, I'd like to preface this as NFL is always a toss-up.
That's
And
fair.
you never know.
No
You
one
have your guess.
last year. No one expected the Eagles to go to the Super Bowl last year.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, you get, and now you have, I don't even think, I saw a few books that were like, Eagles aren't even going to win their division. They're going to come in as a wild card. And I'm like,
the Cowboys are looking good this year.
Come on. Come on.
They've looked good. Honestly, the Cowboys, I feel like, have been poised to be good for the last couple of years.
They've been poised to be good for the last 45 years.
Every Cowboys fan is always intent on this is our year, baby. This is our year.
Every year, yeah. Every year is their year until they lose the first game.
What's so crazy? The Cowboys, to me, from a roster perspective, is pretty impressive. I can say that they, on paper, they look good. But then you add the name of Jerry Jones in the mix, then everything goes from good to really, really bad.
That's fair.
And
unfortunately,
that's something that's stuck.
Studs. Well, you can always name so many greats from the Cowboys. And
I grew up watching the Cowboys. I was introduced to the NFL by a Cowboys fan.
I'm sorry.
Who I'm still best friends with for like 15 years strong. I've toured the Cowboys' new stadium with him. Why I'm not a Cowboys fan, I have no idea. But I can't do it. I can't do it. Jones will literally cause me to pull a Robinson, but except I will not be returning. I will be gone. And I will shoot myself in the leg, and I will never go back. Because if I ever pull for the Cowboys under Jerry Jones, or any Jones, because what's going to happen is Jerry Jones is going to die in order for that team to get taken over. That's just what's going to happen. He's almost there, I think. Maybe not.
Dude, it's like
his son will take it over, and nothing will change. The Cowboys frustrate me because there's so much there.
Could be good, but they're just never.
The playoffs. You put them under the lights in a playoff setting.
It's over.
No,
it's over. No, literally. 2 weeks into the season, we're gonna get on our Facebook page and we're gonna see Cowboys eliminated from the playoff contention because it happens every year.
I
would not be surprised if they win their first 7 games.
Huh?
I've already seen the meme of they've been eliminated. I saw that meme last season. They got eliminated from the playoffs, and like a week later, Cowboys have already been eliminated from the 2023 season.
Listen, so like I said, they've got a good chance of winning their first 7. they have a huge chance of winning the first 7, and it just because don't get me started. That's a whole freaking. I don't even know why I'm
So
so like
let's go.
hard
Let's
about
go
it
back
because I'm not a
to.
fan, but I really
Okay.
feel like I'm a fan.
So
Let's go back.
let me just ask you a
Oh,
question.
okay.
Who?
You think that they're winning against the Niners?
Who, the
Yes.
Cowboys?
You thinking that they're going to take that game against the Niners?
What week is that? Do we know?
Now the rest of the games, I 100% believe they can win. Like their front 7 includes the Cardinals, New York, the Giants,
The
the
Cardinals, dude. What a
Patriots,
joke.
the Chargers. Okay, I can see them winning those games,
You think
but
the Chargers?
that I think the Niners, I don't think they can win that
Dude, I got the Jaguars beating the
So,
Niners. I'm not worried about
so
it.
game. Yeah,
the
you little Clemson fanboy over there.
it's weird, man. Like
I'm actually going to that game. I'm pretty excited
I
about it.
don't know. Like it depends on how healthy the Niners stay, because for whatever reason, since
That's my
Kyle
concern.
Shanahan's been there, they've been hit by one of the worst injury bugs I've ever seen. They can't keep a fully healthy team for one game.
Quarterback.
That's true.
Quarterback
Oh my gosh,
specifically.
what 5 quarterbacks last year?
Yeah, they went
Well,
through
4.
Trey, Jimmy, Brock, and then in the championship game they went through Brock got hurt.
What was the white kid? It was a white dude. What was
Oh,
his name?
I can't remember. 4 quarterbacks. But I mean,
Dang.
Brock
He was good too.
started.
I can't think of
Is
what
he
his name
still
was.
injured?
Um,
I think Brock
Who, Brock?
still has something. Is like tweaked.
I think he will be good for the first game, but who knows?
Yeah,
Um,
I think he's tweaked. He's not 100%, which is not what you want to start the season off
no,
at. You want to start the season at least 99%. But because training camp's going to bang you up a little bit,
for sure.
preseason's going to bang you up, but he's starting, I think, in the 80% range
Yeah.
of good. And I don't know if you can get through an NFL season, especially with playoff hopes.
So I
But
think if the Niners stay fairly healthy, if they keep
yeah,
Brock, and then most of their skill positions,
Christian McCaffrey,
yeah, he's
stud.
they have their team is probably the best built team in the NFL. Just most talent in the across the board. I think if they
Hot.
stay relatively healthy, I think they beat the Cowboys.
Oh, 100%. I think they're beating the Cowboys. I don't think the Cowboys is getting past that game.
I think
I personally, I don't think they're getting past the Jets. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to make that Jets team something surprising. I don't think a lot of people are going to get behind
speaking
that Jets team, and I think they're going to win a few games
speaking of
that surprise people.
tough schedules to start off the league, have y'all seen the Jets schedule to start off? Like the first
No,
6 games?
I'll look it
Look
up
at it
right now though.
It's insane.
The Bills, the Cowboys. Okay, the Patriots suck, but
Whoa,
the
whoa.
Chiefs, the
Hey,
Broncos.
hey,
I mean, they can.
don't need to say it.
I think they can win that. The Eagles. Oh, that's tough. That is a tough starting schedule.
Yeah, so
Oh, dude, that Jets Broncos game is
Bills
intriguing.
Bills maybe beat them. Cowboys might beat them. I understand they got A-Rod. They have
The
not.
Jets are going to beat the Patriots.
The Patriots have not lost to the Jets in 15 games.
Well, too bad. That's coming up.
Maybe. Who knows?
Right.
So we'll say they beat the Patriots. They lose.
Okay.
Based on how the Broncos go, they might win that, might lose that. Then
Yeah, that's a
lose to the
toss up. They're gonna lose.
Yeah. They have a good chance of starting off like 1-5.
Yeah. And then everyone's gonna talk the most amount of crap on Aaron Rodgers ever.
To be fair, I don't
Ever.
think people would talk shit about
Now,
the Jets if they didn't hype it up as much as they have.
yeah,
Yeah.
but if you look, have you
Yeah,
guys seen Hard Knocks
I have not.
this year?
Dude,
The Hard Knocks shows, and again, this could just be when the cameras are on, whatever. But dude, he's changing that team. People are excited. People are excited to be on that field with him. People are excited to play for the Jets. All right, Here, listen to that. No one's excited to play for the Jets, but they are. Okay, and so I think they're. I think. Listen, I don't think a lot of people are going to back them, but I think they. I think they surprise a few people. They
I
surprise a few
if they
teams.
had gone about the offseason, they keep talking about Super Bowl. They keep talking about
Oh, they're not going Super.
yeah, they keep talking about it. Like Dalvin Cook, when he got signed, he was like, "With the way we're building this team, the Super Bowl is in our grasp. Like we could do it. Like, bro, make the playoffs first. Then we can
Win the first few games, and then be
make
like,
it
you know what?
through that onslaught of a schedule that you guys have. Then we can start out maybe a divisional round.
True.
So
True.
we touched on the Saints winning the NFC South. Mikey,
Yeah. Let's.
did you have the Saints winning the South?
Oh, you got the Panthers.
You got the Panthers?
You think rookie QB leads them to the playoffs first?
I think
That's not unheard of.
so. I
That
actually
is not
I put questions by it.
okay.
Um,
It's the Panthers. What has questions?
that's my signature. That's my way of saying, hey, I'm not confident with this, but it's either going to be the Saints or the Panthers, hands down. In my opinion, it'll be one of those
All
two
right.
teams. I'm going Panthers, just primarily
Look
based
at this
off
guy trying to
of.
be
Uh,
Why you always gotta be
different.
trying to just primarily based off of what I feel like they're doing with that team, the support that Bryce Young has surrounding him now. A rookie quarterback, when they come into a scenario or a situation, they don't typically have playmakers like what he has around him. They don't come into an Adam Thielen, a DJ Chark. You don't come into a Miles Sanders in the backfield to give you support in the backfield. So I think I'm really interested to see. I'm not a Panthers fan, but I don't dislike them,
Yeah.
and I would like to see them be successful because I think they owe it to themselves and to their fan base. Um, but the thing that I'm really enjoying, I think that I'm looking forward to about the season the most is you went from teams you never heard of ever being in contentions of winning a division, such as your Dolphins, your Jets, your Jaguars, Panthers, Cam Newton, no, maybe, but just being able to put those four teams in now conversation of division hopes, I think makes this game so worth watching because that's something we're not used to. Now you're seeing a balance of anybody can win on any given
You are
Sunday
seeing a toss up.
because you have these pieces and the talent level is increasing, the speed of
Yeah.
the game is increasing. You heard Richard Sherman say, I can't keep up with these guys
Yeah.
anymore. I can't do it. These young guys are
You
too
are seeing
fast.
a toss up,
And
which is nice.
I think that NFC South division, and we already said it, but I think that is going to be the most interesting division for me to watch because we don't know what the Falcons are about. I don't want to count them out. I mean, they have playmakers. You don't. I mean, y'all make valid points with the Bucks. You've got the Saints bringing in Derek Carr. You still got, if Michael Thomas is healthy, he's there. You got Chris Olave on the other side. You got Alvin Kamara when he comes back from his 3-game suspension. Then you've got the Panthers, who's adding all these key pieces, and it's not just like one spot. Like, oh, they added
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook. Like, for instance, it's not like they added one star or one stud. They've added, in my opinion, multiple guys who could be studs and stars as long as they stay consistent with
Yeah,
what
I
they're
think
doing.
Panthers,
So
they didn't go make like a splashy play and getting um like the most notable free agents out there. I think they did a good thing and got good, like decent to good uh guys who can help develop their quarterback.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like Adam Thielen, very good receiver.
Possession receiver.
But I don't. He's getting older. DJ Chark, he's good. Not one of the best though.
No.
Miles Sanders, a good running back. I think they definitely got him good support. I think he's gonna have to carry the games a little bit, but with the veterans in
yeah,
the team, hopefully they can help him develop more.
Yeah. I think with the receivers he has, they're going to go to a system more of what we've seen with kind of Tom Brady Patriot styles, where you see those possession receivers that can kind of once in a while make those plays,
Yeah.
right? Those guys that are kind of low key, you don't really talk about them a lot, but they're going to make the catch. You know they're going to make the catch, and either they're going to fall down for 6 yards, and that's how they're going to beat teams. It's just by inches, or they're going to slip away and make a big play. And I think
Yeah.
that is what the Panthers are going for is to, and Miles Sanders, you said, is a good running back. I think they are going to be not just pass heavy. I think they're going to be able to threaten the run a little bit against these defensive guys. And I can see you guys' point of that Panthers can do something this year
So
from the jump.
if
So
we came together in 17 weeks and you guys said, "Hey, Panthers won the division," I'm not blinking. And I think you could say that about any team in that division.
100%.
Um, it's
Yeah.
someone has to break out, and they're going to break out. But
Mm-hmm.
that division is probably one of the most fun to watch this season, like going into the year. Now for not fun divisions, the NFC West. Do we think that the Seahawks have any chance of taking over that division from the Niners or any of the other
Not
teams?
this year. Not
Not this
this year.
year. That's fair.
Not this year. I
I,
think
I
I
have.
have Niners winning.
I
I
know.
have they're just they have the pieces. I
Yeah.
think they have the pieces, and I think they win it. I think they win it by like 2 or 3 games.
Okay.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's a one game coming down to the last week type thing. I think they not really run away with it. They're not going to destroy. I think they go 1-1 with
Okay.
a, one of the guy. I think Seattle has a good chance
I
to go
have
1-1
of
with them
the Seahawks making the playoffs in the wild card spot.
as your wild card.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I think,
I can see that.
yeah, like I don't think
I have
it's
that.
going to be a steamroll of a division lead. I think the Niners definitely take it just because they have the better team. Um, but yeah, like Mike, did you have the Niners?
I have the
Okay,
Niners. I have the Niners,
okay,
yes, winning the division, but I only had them winning it probably by, I think I put a
okay.
game, 2 games, 2 games at
All
the
right,
most.
all right.
You're a big Seahawks uh, advocate, so I could see
Yeah,
you thinking the Seahawks would do something, which I mean they very well could. That's to go back to what Mikey was saying with this. The NFL as a whole now is so up in the air
yeah.
that you are not really surprised when teams do well
Sure.
because you just don't know. Now, the NFC, I would say it's more of the defensive play in the NFC that kind of stands out to me, and that's why it's so close. I think in the AFC, it's more of the offense. I think the AFC has better offensive teams, and that's why it's so close now that anyone can win because you know
So
they're getting that way, which
I
is
would.
it's awesome to see. I don't like seeing the same people win every year. Man, it gets
So
boring. But
I think I see what you're saying, but I don't think it's anyone can win. Uh, are we talking about like going to the Super Bowl, winning the
I'm
conference?
I'm saying division.
Wait,
I'm saying that division
Yeah.
making
okay,
playoff spots are
okay.
not guaranteed.
I can I appreciate that. Yeah. Um, like I wouldn't be surprised if the Seahawks take it over the Niners.
Yeah.
South, no one knows. Um, the East, I have the Eagles winning. Um,
Yep. Me too.
uh, based on how Mikey was talking about the Cowboys earlier, I'm going to assume he had the Eagles also winning the division.
I do, but of course I put the Cowboys in a wild
I
card
I
position.
also have the Cowboys in a wild card position as well. Look at us, man.
Big
We're
brains.
being
Either we're really smart collectively, or we're more collectively.
exactly. Who knows? Who knows?
Um,
We'll know at the end of the season, I guess, when we look back at this podcast and be like,
yeah,
Wow, we were wrong.
We'll do like a end of season review on our
There
team.
you go.
Um,
A
and,
film review.
Yeah.
and for the North, I have the Lions winning it with the Vikings taking the last wild card spot.
Oh, okay. See, I have them flipped. I have the Vikings winning it with the Lions in the wild card spot.
All right, Mikey, what did you have?
I have the.
The Bears. What?
Hold on. I have the
Okay.
Vikings
Yes.
winning that division. The Lions are not in my wild card.
Ooh.
So me and Dakota have the same teams making the playoffs. From what
Yes. Yeah.
we have the division switched for the North.
Yep.
So Mikey, you have the Vikings, Eagles, Panthers, Niners. With,
I have. Wait, what are we talking about?
The
Hold
so
on.
NFC divisions.
yeah. So who do you have in your wild card spots, Mikey?
A wild card, AFC wild card are
NFC.
the
NFC. Yep.
NFC is Cowboys, Saints, and
Oh, you
Seahawks.
have
Okay. Oh.
so you have the South is sending two teams. That I feel like
Yes.
that's a hot take.
Yeah.
So
That is a hot take.
I think the NFC South will be competitive amongst each other, but I don't know if they send two teams.
I don't think so. I think they send the Saints.
I'm trying to make a bold statement here. I'm trying to be that guy that shocks
The
the world.
bold statement. He's gonna be on ESPN. They're gonna take this clip right here.
Hey, he did
Like this guy.
Make
he's
fun of me
either
because
be
it
like
won't happen.
smart, or we're gonna look back and go, "What were you thinking, Doug?"
Yeah, our podcast at the end of the season is just gonna be like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
All right, so now we have the NFC picture taken.
Yeah,
Let's go to the AFC.
which I mean, me and you pretty much have very similar, if not
Yeah,
the same. Mikey being that bold guy, I love it.
bold.
And that's the thing. Like we said, you never know.
I
Those are the
think
You
the
points.
never know.
AFC arguably has a chance to be more flashy. So I would not be surprised if we differ on a few of these here.
Oh, the AFC?
Yeah,
I want us to. I mean, it gives us more
Oh
yeah.
to talk
yeah.
about, you know?
So
I don't want to be
so I
right,
guess
you know?
All of us agreeing. Let's
let's
start with
go
the East.
with the East. All right, I have
Yeah. You have the who?
the Bills.
The Bills.
I think it's a
That's
safe.
big.
I think it's the safe.
I
Uh
have them in a wild card spot.
oh, okay, Mikey.
Um, I, too, have the Bills in a wild card
Oh,
spot.
Oh!
okay. So who do
All right, Mikey, who do you have
I don't.
winning the division in the East?
I'm banking. I'm banking that he stays healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Miami?
If he stays healthy, I think the Dolphins will
Oh
take
my
Okay.
second,
gosh,
So we all
being two.
collectively agree
that's
that
big.
the Patriots are not.
No, I don't think they're in the playoff contention this year.
Cody, I'm sorry to break your heart, buddy, but
Uh,
He's like,
no.
already know. I already cried an hour before this. I preparing me for this moment.
I cry
Uh,
myself to sleep every night with like that Wolverine meme wanting Tom Brady to come back.
yeah, you never
Um,
know.
okay,
Uh,
okay. I don't think that's wrong. I think if Tua stays
yeah,
healthy, I think
I just don't. There's something with the Bills this year for me. I just have an eerie feeling that
uh,
I don't think they're going to be what
I think it's the
we're used
Stephon
to
drama.
seeing them
Like
be.
oh yeah,
Stephon
it's
Diggs.
the
Yeah,
Madden.
between
It's the
the yeah,
Madden
yeah, yeah.
cover curse.
Oh, that's fair. I
Josh
forgot about
Allen's on the Madden cover,
that.
doing his little jump up
Yeah.
into the
I'm not gonna lie,
stands.
Mahomes won the Super Bowl that one year, and I forgot about the curse. I forgot the curse was a thing.
Well, I mean, if anyone's breaking the curse, it's Mahomes. I mean, do you see what he does on the field? My man is literally planking in the air, throwing the
Okay,
ball.
so
Like, come on.
I got to bring up Tom Brady. Tom Brady was on the cover when they lost the Super Bowl. Are we counting that as a curse?
That's a curse.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
That's a curse. Hey, it's the Madden curse, man. Once you're on the cover, something bad is going. Whether that's not making the playoffs
To be
or
fair,
losing in the
to
Super
be
Bowl,
fair,
that's
that
hard.
was a Super Bowl that we should have won. We can talk about that someday. I think the Patriots should have won
Shoulda, woulda,
that game,
coulda.
but it's in the past. The Eagles won.
I think the Colts should have won against the Saints, but who
That's
knows?
fair. All right,
Yeah.
NFC North. Who we got there? That's a good division.
Oh wait, you want to hear my hot take for the
Oh,
East?
I thought. Oh, that's
I have
fair.
the Jets.
The
I have the
Jets.
Jets.
Oh, I
The
knew
Jets.
you were gonna say that.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Mark my words right now. Write them down. Okay. I
10-15,
think
September
the
6th,
Just
Jets are
recording.
going
2022.
to surprise somebody. I think they're going to surprise somebody. And I do have the Bills as a wild card, but it could very well be the Dolphins, and that's my question mark throughout my thing
Okay,
is that the Bills could not have the playoff spot this year.
quick question.
Same.
We can just keep this to a yes or no.
Okay.
Do we think one division someday soon, or just in the future, not even soon, do we think we see one division have 4 playoff spots eventually?
No,
You think
no,
never change?
no, because you got to think
Not this.
the way it's set up. I mean, you're gonna lose. You know, even if you lose, if you won in one your division, I mean, there's going to be some teams that you just
That's,
don't beat
if you want
in
to,
the other.
that's 3.
Um,
If everyone goes 13-3 in your division,
yeah, but I just don't see. In this NFL, you're not losing just your division
that's
games.
fair.
You're not splitting just your division games.
I
I just don't see it.
I think it's highly unlikely. I think one day we will see it though.
Really, I don't know, man. I can't. I
I
can't see.
want it. I
I think
want it.
you're going to have one team that always wins both their games against at least one division opponent. I think you're always going to see that.
That's fair. All right.
And so like you said, very unlikely. Could it happen? Yes. Could the Jets win the Super Bowl this year? Yes. I mean, I'm just saying,
I mean,
possible.
we can go into the season saying, "Hey, win."
Mikey's like, no.
Could the Jags win? No, but yes. Could the Colts win? No, but yes.
Yeah,
Anything.
true.
Oh, the Jags are going. Sorry.
I think Jags. All right. All right.
I have the Jets. All right. Well, let's go to the South.
The South. Okay.
Yeah,
I
Okay.
don't think we can. I think we all agree on Jags.
I think so too. Now,
I put
You
questions
put
though.
questions.
what?
I put questions.
I think
I
the Colts.
I am not shooing the Titans away from anything because if you think about last season when the Titans played the Jaguars and what happened, right? I don't. They've added, if anything, in my opinion, with D Hop now. You've got Philip Rivers throwing to a DeAndre
Not
Hopkins.
Philip Rivers.
I
Tannehill.
think that.
Same white dude probably has 900 kids too, but who knows?
Oh yeah.
Hey, I can't wait for 10, 15 years for that whole Philip Rivers offense to come.
Ryan Tannehill.
Tannehill.
I mean,
Uh,
there's quarterback controversy there, right? Because it's
there is. There's who's
is it Levis? Will Levis?
Levis.
Levis
I
and
think Levis is number 2. I think
Yeah,
Levis
the
is number 2.
Kentucky guy.
then there was
But
the other guy who played last season. I can't remember his name for the life of me right now.
I have no idea. But can we talk about Levis real quick? Did he drop to what was he? The what round did he go into? 7th? Was
Yeah,
he a 7th rounder?
I think so.
Can we
I mean,
can
I'll
we
look it up.
talk about him on the first night? Right,
That was
first night was talked about being going to the Colts. Right, he was a shoe in for number 4. Right, doesn't get picked up by the Colts. Doesn't get picked up first night.
well,
Doesn't get
no,
picked up the second,
he
or was
was
he
not
third? Third
picked up
round.
the 7th. He was picked up 33rd pick.
There's a
So
third,
first,
second,
no, second.
second, late second, and
Well,
so
that's still not first day. It
bro,
was touted.
what a drop, man! What a drop.
That's insane.
Now, granted, Aaron Rodgers dropped out of first day.
Tom Brady dropped
Tom Brady dropped. He dropped
199.
to the 7th round.
199.
So, which arguably, I know we're getting off topic, and this is how I run my classroom as well, is I get off topic. But arguably the best draft pick ever, right?
I don't
Like
even,
most bang for your buck.
I don't think it's arguable. I think if we're talking just straight value out of a singular draft pick, 199 picking the GOAT, winning 6 Super Bowls, going to 8. No.
Arguably the
9.
GOAT.
What?
Arguably the GOAT.
I don't think it's arguable. But,
Arguably the
all
GOAT.
right.
Okay.
But yeah, the South. So yes, Philip Rivers is in question for the South. I think Philip Rivers.
Why?
Rivers. What is your
No,
obsession
all
with
jokes
Philip
aside,
Rivers, man? He's gone.
all jokes aside, that actually slipped. I don't know why I said
Underrated.
that. I also got a dog in here with me, so you got to bear
No,
with
you're
me.
good.
Is your dog's name Philip Rivers?
The
Yes.
no, it's actually Maverick. It's not even close. I don't know.
Matt didn't
So, but
Rivers in college.
all jokes aside, I do have the Jaguars winning, but the Titans, I have. It can go either way for me with them, just because we did lose the Jaguars. Hang on, take the bias out. The Jaguars lost a few players on the defensive side that like and Jawan Taylor, and then you've got what's his name who is PED suspension. So there's questions for
I
that.
don't think we can understate how well Doug Peterson came in and did for the Jags.
Oh, dude,
That's true.
and which is to be expected.
Yeah.
No,
I
mean,
like
Dougie P.
Nick Sirianni is doing a good job for the Eagles, but it's wild that they ever dropped Dougie P.
yeah,
Because
crazy. I appreciate it very much.
for sure.
If I could.
Now I will say,
Oh, go on.
to speak about bias, I do have the Colts making a wild card run. So
You have the Colts.
Oh,
I have the
shit
Colts.
ton.
I
Hang
think
I have
on.
the
you're higher
Colts.
than Giraffe Pussy right now.
I knew you were gonna fit it in somewhere. I might be. I do have the bias, but I do have the Colts. I just wanted to mention that because Mikey said bias.
Let's go through the rest of the divisions and then we'll come back to that. We'll circle back.
All right, we don't have to. We don't have to. We're good. AFC North.
North.
What you got? AFC North.
Bengals all the way. Who dey? Joe Burrow.
Bengals is a good pick. I do have also the Bengals.
Okay, Mikey
going in.
I have the Steelers. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I also have the Bengals,
Okay.
but I only have them by a game or two. I think the
That's
Ravens will be. I think they will be a huge force. There is a lot
when
driving.
talking about like strongest divisions, AFC North is up there. I think.
Dude, the Browns, dude. I'm
I
telling
would
you,
say that as well.
I
The
think the Browns are going to be something to watch.
The Browns are going to do Browns things, but they have Amari Cooper, good wide receiver 1. Nick Chubb, his calves are bigger than my stomach. Like he's a beast. And if Deshaun Watson can get back to anything close to what he was doing with the Texans, Browns.
I think he will. I don't think he had the adequate amount of time last season to do what he really needed to do.
North,
I don't think
come
he had
back
the
for the full
attitude
season
to do what he was doing last season.
He was so distracted with everything else going around, which
we don't condone anything
but,
that he may or may not have done.
Allegedly,
right?
This is all just on field topic, but I think the AFC North is in the same position that the NFC South is in.
Toss up.
I think anyone could win it. Steelers.
Yeah,
I know
like
we're joking about it, but Mike Tomlin's there. Mike Tomlin is still the coach there.
Mike Tomlin is that dog. He has that dog.
Never had a losing season, even last year with Kenny two
Pickett?
small hands Pickett.
Yeah,
that man's hands is
thanks.
small.
I think they end up last. But basically,
even with Browns doing Browns
I had
things,
them last. I have the Browns at third.
I think Browns. I think they can do it. They still have Myles Garrett on defense. He is
that dude's
he is a game changing stud. And their
was it
offense,
him that was dunking balls at practice? Dunking basketballs? They brought out like a basketball hoop. I saw a video.
Really?
It was like, yeah, he was dunking. He was doing like 360 dunks.
He's one of those guys who's just like a specimen. Like we have to test him and see what's different about that guy. He
gets randomly tested every day.
Yeah, he takes his shirt off once and random PED test. All right, so collective on the Bengals, collective on the Jags.
I do have Ravens as a sliding in a wild card though.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
they'll do well.
I think I do as well.
I think the easiest division to choose we have left.
Oh, the
The
West.
AFC West.
Yes.
All right, say it on three. One,
Okay.
2, 3. Chargers.
Raiders.
Chargers.
Nah, for real though. Chiefs clear.
No, Chiefs got it all day.
Yeah.
I do think tomorrow. I think the Chiefs lose tomorrow.
I think the Chargers though win 12 or 13 games.
So with my wild card,
That's
I don't
my
know if
bold
they,
take.
Hey.
I don't know if they win that many games, but I have Chargers
I
in my
think they
wild
will.
card.
Oh.
They're my wild card.
My wild card consists of the Jets, Ravens, Chargers.
So you're telling me there's a chance Aaron Rodgers gets the Super Bowl?
There's a chance. Listen, I think Aaron Rodgers definitely falls under the same conversation that Drew Brees and Sean Payton had. If he's so good, why is he only won one?
It's true. I mean, you can argue that the Packers front office did not do Aaron Rodgers very well at certain times when it comes to drafting, and that is why. So I mean, you could argue that,
the
and
Jordan
that's
Love
why he
draft
only.
pick. While I agree they should have drafted a quarterback planning for the future because Aaron Rodgers is getting older. No one playing like Tom Brady did for that long is not the norm.
No.
But so they definitely should have drafted a backup to learn. But they should have been in a win now mode, and they were not.
No, the thing is, they would draft oddball stuff. They would not draft good receivers.
For sure.
That's the thing with the Packers. And so I think that's why, and that's ultimately why Aaron Rodgers got so fed up. He's like, so you guys are going to draft me a target this year? No, you're going to draft D-tackle first pick. All right, thanks.
My thing with that, though, is they didn't draft him everything he needed. But let's not act like Aaron Rodgers didn't just purge the entire Packers wide receiver room and bring them with him to the Jets.
Lazard, Cobb.
That's true. Well, I think, okay, and hear me out. This is the different take. But he wants to win a Super Bowl, correct?
That's fair.
Okay.
That's the name of the game.
The best way to do that in a big portion of winning games is gelling, right? So instead of taking so much time gelling with a whole new wide receiver core, he's like, you know what? I want these wide receivers that I've already played with, I've already gelled with, messed with a little bit, at least a little bit, right? And then I come in and I teach them better, away from the Packers.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders trade Devontae to the Jets sometime this season.
No way. I don't think they're letting him
go. He's not happy. He's not happy with the Raiders.
I don't know, man. I don't think they let him go this season. Now in the off season, next year, maybe.
I think he might be a free agent in the off season, so I think you have to trade him this.
Is he only one? Is he only 1 year contract year? Is this his last contract year?
I think he was in a 2-year. This would be his second year.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he was 3. I thought he signed 3. But
I can check it up real quick. Who are your guys' wild cards so we can cement those in?
AFC is Bills, Ravens, Colts because I'm biased.
Bills, Ravens, Colts. Okay. So we have the same teams except for I said Chargers and you said Colts.
Let's go Colts.
We both have the Jets and the Bills making it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Jets. You put Bills to win it. I put Jets to win it.
We're in the Vikings position again.
Yeah, 100%.
I have the Ravens, Titans, and Chargers.
That's not a bad take either, to be honest. I mean, Titans. Okay. I feel like the Titans are going to do something to fuck it up.
Devontae's on a 5-year contract.
5. See, look at that. So, off-season, get some picks to probably, especially in this quarterback-heavy draft we have coming up.
I think.
I don't know.
Dude, that draft. Hold on.
Dude, the quarterbacks in this coming draft is going to be big. So expect the Raiders to trade Devontae Adams this season to pick up a high first round draft pick to get one of those quarterbacks.
Yeah,
I can
because
see it.
so my thing is, he has a five-year, $140 million contract. If the Raiders, I think they trade him if the Raiders don't start the season off good. I think if
You
by
think they get him off early?
I think if by the trade deadline they are not having a good season, Devontae's already not happy. I think they trade him. I think he either threatens to sit or get traded.
Okay, I can see it. I think they wait till the off season, but and try to get some
I wouldn't be
those nice
surprised.
draft picks.
I would not be surprised if they wait, but I think there will be teams who are a piece or two away
Okay.
who will offer. Like I think, like the Jets, for example. I think,
Jets are a big right receiver away from doing stuff.
because like Garrett Wilson's a good receiver, but I don't think Garrett Wilson is a Devonte Adams, and Devonte Adams has
I don't think
that.
anybody's the Devontae
Problem.
Adams.
Yeah, but could you imagine like that wide receiver room of Devonte at one, uh, Wilson at two, then
Lazard at 3.
uh, yeah, and then the running.
That would be nice. All right, so to speed this along because we're at the like almost hour 30 mark, and
Yeah,
we want to try to keep it to the hour and 30, right, guys? I think that's what
yeah.
normally podcasts are somewhere
Hour,
around there,
hour 30 to two.
right?
Very
Uh, so real quick, I just want us to talk about our biggest games this week. Week 1 is upon us. Football is finally here in the NFL. Week 1 starting off. My biggest game to watch, and I think we talked about it a little bit beforehand,
yeah.
is Chiefs and Lions. I think tomorrow night is going to be a clash of a known Titan to a kind of sleeper Titan here that the Lions, I think, will come away with the victory. I
So
think they're coming away with the victory.
I agree. I may not have agreed earlier in the. I wanted it for sure. Wanted it.
Yeah.
But I think I know you wanted to touch on this. Sometime we'll do it now. Kelsey, the knee.
Ooh.
Um, the Chiefs wide receiver room is not that good. I think Kadarius Toney's still hurt. Travis Kelsey hurt going into this game,
Yep.
and then
Even if
Chris
he plays, he's not even going to be 100%.
for sure.
He won't even be 80%.
Yeah. But Chris Jones on the defense, their defense is
Oh,
not that good either.
he's on the I think they just placed him on the pup list.
Did
He's
they?
out for the first 4.
Oh wow.
I think
So
I think I saw that they placed him on the pup list, and so
um
they're gonna have to figure out something, man.
the
Especially, did you see Bosa? Bosa's contract?
yeah, he's sitting out.
No, he's just got a contract.
He signed? Did he sign
He
today?
signed
Oh, he signed a
a
freaking
massive. So now
a
this
huge
just
contract.
complicates the Jones contract even more
Oh yeah.
because Jones
6 hours ago. 5
Jones has to think
million.
that he's the better guy, right? I mean, if you're in the NFL, you're going to have that dog in you to think you're the best, right? And so now that Bosa gets this massive, 5 years?
Yeah,
Uh,
5 years, 170.
oh my God,
He's
right?
God,
Devontae.
guaranteed what 120 something, right?
Like now Jones is going to see that and be like, I'm better than him. I deserve that or more. And
So
I
That's
don't
great.
think he's going to get it. I don't think the Chiefs can get him to get it,
well yeah, so
even with the cap space.
I saw before the Nick Bosa contract that they uh I think it was like a 20 million difference. I think he was asking
Who we talking? Bosa asking
no, Jones was
or
asking.
Jones? Okay.
Yeah, I think Jones was asking for like 180. Um, and then the Chiefs were at like 160. And
Which is
then
reasonable. I think it's
which
reasonable.
yeah. And then Jones was like, "Hey, if they come up to 174-ish, he would do it." So that's still $14 million they have to
They have to
That's not,
pull out their ass because their cap space is already tight.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so they don't have a ton of cap space. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I think those two key pieces, along with the wide receiver room not being as strong. Now, granted, you can't count out Patrick Mahomes.
No.
I mean, gets
Nope.
injured in a playoff game last year to come back in the second
Wow.
half and just try to destroy people.
I don't
Uh,
think anyone expected. Like I think the Chiefs are in a point, and they were last year, where no one can doubt them out. But I
yeah,
think they were at a point last year throughout the season where people were like, I think they're winning the Super Bowl this year. And they proceeded to win the Super Bowl last year
yep.
because Mahomes, I stand by Tom Brady being the GOAT, but Mahomes is making a case for being just the best gifted player around. With
Probably most athletic quarterback.
yeah, the
It,
plays he
it,
makes,
you know,
magnificent. It's
yeah,
both fun and infuriating to watch because he makes these plays where like you're just rooting, like, hey, get that guy down, and then
yeah.
they like the defense turns into like 5-year-olds. They're just like, what are we
He
doing?
does make him look like Pee Wee. You know, Mikey, what do you think? Did you have Chiefs Lions as your game to watch?
Dude, I've got like
I
4.
do have a few. But did you have
I'm trying to pick between the
Chiefs
2.
Lions? I think it's a big game tomorrow. Uh, what else?
I
What other
actually
games do you
have
have?
I have 2 big ones that I really want to see, and that's Dolphins, Chargers, and the Bills and the
I have
Jets.
Bills Jets.
Bills Jets is a good one. Dolphins Chargers a good one.
I
But
Bills Jets will set the tone for their respective seasons. Um,
Mm,
yeah,
I think if the Bills can come out swinging, beat the Jets, I think that will bolster their morale for the season. If they lose, I think that definitely have some continues the off-season discourse into the regular season.
yeah,
Um,
I that can definitely lead to some trades being made
yeah,
before the deadline if they lose this game. I think so.
I'd be surprised if either team won. I think the Bills pulled off just because it's the first game that the Jets have together. That's not
Mm,
but I think that's going to be a really good game. That's a Monday night game, if I'm not mistaken.
yep,
Um,
it is.
yeah.
Imagine that Monday night Jets on the Monday night game.
it's wild. Because
Crazy,
Crazy.
I mean, no,
crazy.
Thursday night games are usually the ones that like they put like Titans Colts on or some shit like.
Well, I don't know, but shoot, no, not last year. Did you see the Thursday night games last year?
Yeah,
Atrocious.
they were ass. I'm
They
saying
were
Yeah,
atrocious.
like
Titans and
And
Colts.
so,
that's something they're fixing this season, right?
huh?
Isn't that what they said? Didn't they say they were going to work on fix that for this
They have
season,
they
this
have
upcoming
flex
season?
games now.
Okay,
So the later
Oh, that's right.
later in
That's
the
right.
season, your Thursday could get flexed to Sunday if you're ass, basically.
fair.
So if you get flexed out of a Thursday spot, you know your team's not doing very well.
So,
But
I'm intrigued with
so
that.
another game.
I'm intrigued with that Panthers Falcons
I
game
I was
too.
Oh,
just about to bring up any rookie quarterback games. So the Texans, the Colts, the Panthers, any ones that have them starting, I
okay.
think are going to be interesting games to see because you got to think this is the coming up because we have Brady retired. Man, we talked about it earlier. Our generation of quarterbacks are done, right? But Aaron Rodgers is the only one left, right, of our generation. And so this is the whole new generation of quarterbacks that are coming up. And so to see any of these, how they play their first game, I think we can see how they respond because Texans, Colts, Panthers, uh, you can disagree with me, but I think they have a high possibility to lose their first game. And
That's fair.
so we get to see these rookie quarterbacks and how they respond to adversity in the NFL.
I don't know how old you are, Mikey, personally, but I know how old me and Dakota are, and some of these quarterbacks and rookies, just in general, coming in are like younger than us,
I
and
Oh, you're telling me.
I'm just
Anthony
like,
Richardson's 20 years old.
oh
He is
my god.
20 years old.
Dakota, how
I'm
old are you?
25. So
Hey,
he is.
we have the benefit that Stetson Bennett is like 35 though, so we have that on our team.
He's 29, but he is a grandpa in the league. Coming in.
I am
Did you all see
for the
that
record.
Sony Michel played on the Georgia team with Stetson? And Sony Michel
Oh yeah,
retired. He's
yeah, yeah,
just now getting into the
dude.
league.
Well, what were you saying, Mikey?
That's
For
not
the record,
for the record. I am
there we
27.
go. He's only 2 years older.
Yeah.
So Dakota's 25, I'm 26, 27.
Yeah. Look at that, right in a row.
Right? Oh baby.
Right.
So the last I picked 3 games I wanted I was very interested in. The last game I had was Bengals versus Browns.
I put that one too.
That's a good one.
I am very
Good
intrigued in
because
that.
Burrow, despite how amazing he's been, is 1-4 against the Browns.
Is he starting? Do we know?
I think so.
I think I saw that he's starting, but also can we talk about his addition at offensive line?
Yes.
Okay, to
And
kind of
he,
bolster that a little bit. I think that is going to be kind of not really talked about, but I think it's going to pay dividends for him
he,
in that game.
like he gets hit, and he I know everyone talks about Holmes, but Burrow is just a phenomenal talent. He
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
does.
that dude is raw.
He's like a transcendent player. Very Brady Manning esque. Of
yep. He's
we're not going
definitely
to
gonna be
allow
a
you with
quarterback of this era.
feet or anything, but we're going to get the ball down the field and we're going to kick your
And not to mention, look who he's throwing to.
best receiver core in the
Dude,
When
that's why I never pick that. By the way, that's why I never pick Bengals receivers, because there's so much
yeah,
going on that
That's
it's so
fair.
inconsistent on who
When
gets
Boyd is
what.
your
I
number
can't.
three, you know you have a good wide receiver.
Boyd
Because Boyd
Boyd
is a
Dude,
good
can go
that's
receiver.
any
crazy.
teams and be a one.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
Chiefs, Eagles,
Anywhere.
He
Panthers.
can go almost to 31 teams and start, and he's a number 3 at the Bengals. That's how you know that
That's
room
so.
is insane. So it is a very good team with a very
Yeah.
good quarterback, very good offense, with adding components to it. That will be a good game to see how the
So,
Browns kind of
so
handle that.
Hayden Hurst is on the Panthers now, right? Who did
Yes.
the Bengals replace at tight end? I haven't
I haven't seen
they
anything.
had Hurst.
Let's see.
Bengals tied in. Who they got? We're just looking up. We're just googling. See, sooner or later we'll have
Who's
interns.
that?
Honestly,
I've never heard of that.
like
Okay, so hold
information.
on. Hang on.
Did I say
Yeah.
All right.
Irvin Smith?
Irvin Smith Jr.
Oh,
Never.
from
And then second,
who they that was he's from the Vikings, right? I think he's from the Vikings.
then they got.
He wasn't.
Hold on. He's a tight end. He's not tall enough to be a tight end.
We're just
Maybe he is.
hey we say as we're
I'm
sitting
judging him. I'm just trying.
in
He's
in our
the
homes, not in the
he's
NFL.
Julian Edelman
Julian Edelman.
of tight end.
There you go. There you go.
Vikings.
Now,
Why do they get?
uh,
He is 6'2".
Any other games I want?
I did not have the Bengals and the Browns
Okay.
as my game to watch. That is a good game.
Well, You know what? You better be watching that Colts game. That's all I'm
Oh,
gonna say. I'll
100%.
leave it at that.
My honorable mention. Well, that's already. I literally put any rookie QB game. I'm watching the Colts game.
I was
I'll
just
probably end up
to watch the Colts.
catching the Panthers, a little bit of Panthers Texans games, just to see how the rookie QBs are. Speaking of, this is off topic, but I think Anthony Richardson is the most athletic of the rookie quarterbacks. We can say that without a
I
doubt.
can agree with that.
Um,
I can.
and from what I've heard, and this is showing a little bias, but from what I've heard, he is the most putting in the extra work of the rookie quarterbacks because
Me?
he
I
just he put in an 8-hour day on a day off to prepare for this upcoming game
so
against the
based on
Jags.
just like the conversations and chatter, I think he needed to put in the extra work just based off how people are viewing him,
Oh,
uh,
100%.
because he is like ranked as like the fourth or the fifth quarterback in this class, and I think him putting in the work is a good sign of his ethic, and it's going to be good for him later in the line. I think
Yeah.
it's important that he shows he's willing to put the work in, develop, and I think that's a good pickup for you guys.
We'll
And
see if
I
it
think
pays off. I
if
hope
it pays,
so.
uh,
I hope so.
who knows?
Anthony Richardson's also a baller guy. But I do have the Packers and Bears as a game to watch this week because, again, I think that will determine really if, because there has been some talk around Justin Fields and the Bears. Just that whole, honestly, that whole division, like we've talked about
Yeah,
as a whole, anybody can win. and
yeah,
and that's what I'm hearing throughout all the networks is that anyone can win that. And I think the Packers versus Bears game will kind of show, okay, do these two teams have a chance to take down Lions Vikings, or are we just blowing smoke up their ass and there's no chance that they're going to beat a good Lions team or a good Vikings team.
yeah. I think that game I did not have that because in my mind I was just thinking the Bears go in, steamroll the Packers. Uh, but you made some good points about Jordan Love doing good in the offseason. Um, but I think that will have a good implication not on their individual seasons, just on how well that division will be rounded out as a whole. Because
Yeah,
I don't think those two teams have a chance for winning the division. Um, but if they can show that they're falling out to get like against each other, it sets them up for a good season.
it could possibly determine if that division sends two to the playoffs.
I think
Because
they, I think,
if they play well, and they sneak a couple if they can sneak a couple games away from the Lions or the Vikings, I think they can take away a playoff spot from one of those two teams if
it's
they
fair.
play well. And so that division's, I think that's a nice division to watch this year. If if this Packers Bears turns out good and it's a good game, I think that's going to be a division that'll be fun to watch. So
I appreciate the that take honestly. Mikey,
yeah,
did
look
you
at me,
have more
hot take.
games uh, that you just had down listed?
Um, the ones I had listed were the Dolphins, Chargers, Bills, Jets. Um, I had the Jaguars, Colts, but that's
Yeah,
obvious. Panthers, Falcons, just because of just how intriguing that side of the division for me is. Um, and the Bengals and Browns. I didn't have the Lions and Chiefs. To be honest, I haven't really paid much attention to the Lions. That's probably why I'm
Mikey
so.
doesn't know ball. Mikey doesn't know ball.
Freaking Dan Campbell, baby.
Dan
I don't know
Campbell.
about Dan
I just
Campbell. That dog in him.
I I think
I'm gonna go back and kind of
the other
Uh,
talked about
do
we
my
didn't
look,
talk
but
about was the Chargers and the you said it. Hold on, let me
Dolphins,
Chargers.
Dolphins,
Dolphins.
Chargers,
and
I told you
Dolphins.
it was gonna come to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Dolphins, Chargers.
That should be a good game. I don't like
What
to me like an exciting game just because we know it's gonna be a good game. Like so it doesn't
Those are two teams that are going that have the huge possibility of
yeah,
going postseason and going somewhere.
like it doesn't interest me as because it's like yeah, we know these two teams, they're ballers. They're gonna go ball out against each other. It's probably gonna be a close game. Um it's exciting. I think it'd be a good game. Like I said. Um I think honestly.
win that game? Mikey,
Yeah.
who do you have? Who do you have winning that game?
He doesn't know.
Hang on, give me a second. Uh,
While he looks, I'm taking Chargers.
Ooh, ooh.
I'm taking Dolphins.
I was about to say, I think I'm a Dolphins guy on this
It's
one.
in LA though.
It is a toss up, but I
we
think.
like LA is home field advantage for the Chargers. They
But
need to go
listen,
back to San Diego.
but listen. You said it yourself, guys. Dolphins have a real big chance of making playoffs,
For
even
sure.
winning their division, maybe. Right? If Tua stays healthy. Right?
If he's healthy.
It's game one.
Oh yeah,
It's game
definitely.
one. Tua's
Dolphins
healthy.
are winning. Tua's
Right?
healthy until the second snap.
Tua's
Tua
healthy.
Now the
is
second
healthy
snap you
going
could
into the
change my
game.
mind completely.
Tua's gonna
So
get like finger flicked, and he's gonna get like a concussion or something.
well,
Listen,
we all
it's
know
gonna
the
be the
doctors
second
are
snap
just gonna
that's
send him
gonna
back in anyways.
fall out.
So, he'll
Yeah,
be okay.
the medical staff on the Dolphins has to be the worst staff we've seen since Tyrod Taylor got his heart stabbed or something. His lung stabbed.
Oh my god, yeah. I forgot about that. Dude, that's such a
Yeah,
that's got put back in the
the Bill-
file.
right? He was a Bill starter. We wouldn't have
Uh,
Josh get his lung stabbed.
Josh Allen. Wow, look at that. Look how the world
Talk
works.
about breathing problems.
All right,
Oh,
so we are reaching that 130 to 145 ish because we
yeah.
did talk before. So I say we ended off in the first episode off with naturally the thing that we should be talking about pre week one. Who do we think is going to the Super Bowl?
Oh, all right. Hot take here, boys.
Okay,
Mine's hot
Hot
too. Mine's very
take
hot.
here, boys.
okay.
Big hot take here. I think
The
week
Jets.
one
Oh my god.
rematch. Week one rematch of the Chiefs and the Lions.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I think the Lions are going to make a wild card run, surprise some people, and they're going to be a week one Thursday night matchup rematch in the Super Bowl. I
That
think the Chiefs are winning it though. I think the Lions will get there.
I like that. I kind
But
of like that.
I
hot
would love
take,
that,
hot take.
Mikey, because I don't think mine's super hot, but it's pretty hot.
Ooh,
I put like 3 down, but I'm gonna go with my
okay,
hottest one. You
hottest
ready?
one. Let's hear it.
Cowboys and Chiefs.
Cowboys.
Okay, so you guys are
Woo!
in your
I
Super
think
Bowl.
yeah.
That's not takes. Saying the Chiefs are making the Super Bowl is not a hot take.
Okay, take
But
it.
the
Now,
Cowboys and
Take
the
in the Lions.
Lions.
That's hot takes. Okay.
all right, you ready
What
for an
is your?
actual? Ready for an actual hot
Yeah,
take?
this is a spicy take from you. All right,
Um,
ours were hot
so
takes. Yours is spicy.
as we know, or we may not know, but for the people who are watching, might not know, a quarterback who has made their Super Bowl debut and lost has never been back to the Super Bowl. Never happened before. I think it happens twice this year. I think the Super Bowl is Houday, Joe Shiesty, and the Bengals versus Fly Eagles Fly, baby. And I have the Bengals taking it.
I will
You
say,
know what's
I
crazy?
will say, as much as you think that's a hot take, I would not bat an eye if that happens. I think that is the.
I
I
would
think that's a mild
because
take.
that's
If
the I put that as my actual realistic take. I was like, okay, Eagles and Bengals is going to
I
be my
think that is
realistic take.
realistic. That's a very possibility.
Okay,
I think that's a very big possibility,
guys that the
especially
Lions.
with Kelsey getting injured
Well,
this first time. Because if
what
Kelsey's
makes
not
mine
going to
even
be wet, if he's not going to be healthy, I think he's going. I think he's going to re-agitate it before playoffs, and I think if realistically, they're going to lose a playoff game because they don't have it.
Okay,
what makes mine even hotter is I'm taking the Cowboys to beat the Chiefs
that's
in the Super
fair.
Bowl because Mike Mike McCarthy is on the hot seat. I think this is a make or break
Wait,
here.
okay,
And you think he does? You think he succeeds?
I think I'm cutting out here. Did you say did you say Cowboys are beating the Chiefs?
He did. Hot take.
I did.
I give it. That's a
Hot in
hotter
here.
take than what I had. My brother will be
Uh,
very excited if you are writing the NFL script this year.
oh man,
Doing it.
but I think that
Do I want it to happen? Absolutely not. But am I shooting for the
you never
stars?
know. You
Absolutely.
never know. But anyways, I think that's a great way to end it. So
Yeah,
two very hot takes from me and Mikey, a mild take.
Hey,
But
that's fair.
it was very good. We had some laughs, which is awesome. I think obviously we'll have this up. Uh, you'll probably be listening to this hopefully on a Thursday tomorrow before the
Yeah,
Lions Chiefs, and we're looking forward to bringing you this every week. At some point, we'll probably figure out a day that it actually gets released.
I,
Some
I,
point.
I think Tuesday, Wednesday, or
uh,
Thursday, sometime during the day
yeah,
is the best.
yeah. One of
As long
those midweeks.
before Thursday, before
Yeah, as
Thursday.
long as before Thursday game and get you
Tuesday.
in. Yeah, Tuesday or Wednesdays, kind of hot takes.
Tuesdays would be if you want it. So, if you're okay with this time, then Wednesday. Well, Tuesdays will probably be better for me
Okay,
because
but
I
we'll
I
chat.
have some
We'll
football
chat
going on.
about it and we'll get to
So,
it. But
They you're
anyways, Cody, Mikey, Dakota.
Dakota,
so
It's been great. It's been awesome. Thank you guys for listening. Everyone, thank the viewers. Thank you, viewers. Um,
viewers. Hey,
and
Dakota, before you sign us off, I
yes,
have to ask you a question.
yep.
What do we love here?
Okay, hold on. We love football, baby.
We love football.
football. No,
Football.
My
All right. So
uh,
thank you guys for watching. This has been We Love Football with Cody, Dakota, Mikey. Have a wonderful night and peace.
and go Jags.